Donald J. Trump blasted out Truth Social. And we're going to go through a lot of this. There's a lot. And I'm not going to go through every single video clip he posted. But he put up 30 to 40 truths, they call them over there. And it's wild. He was absolutely putting Obama, the shadow government, this corruption, everybody who's gone against him, done these horrible things behind the scenes, the intelligence agencies, he put them all on blast last night. And it all started with this one where he posted Devin Nunes revealing about the transition and how they busted a lot of these intel operatives stopping or trying to stop Trump.
Good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. I recently confirmed that on numerous occasions, the intelligence community incidentally collected information about U.S. citizens involved in the Trump transition. Details about U.S. persons associated with the incoming administration, details with little or no apparent foreign intelligence value, were widely disseminated in intelligence community reporting. Third, I have confirmed that additional names of Trump transition team members were unmasked. And fourth and finally, I want to be clear, none of this surveillance was related to Russia or the investigation of Russian activities or of
Now, this is an old clip. All right, this is old, and a lot of the stuff on here is old. The point, though, is Trump blasting it all out at once. We're talking about the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, all of a sudden bringing all this attention to stuff at the same time. And Trump is the ultimate at messaging. Okay. Some call it 5D chess. Some call it, well, I don't know what else they call it. They call it all kinds of stuff, but as you can see, he just keeps going. And we have right here, bombshell exposed, Obama's coup plot unraveling. 20 CIA and FBI whistleblowers dropped the hammer. Barack Obama, a CIA puppet. It's actually the other way around. Obama is Brennan's puppet, but I digress. Brennan is the one who trained Obama, but still posting this. These are sites that a lot of people would consider, not mainstream, so they're not verifiable, they're not valid, and yet Trump, by posting them, is giving them validity. And so there's a lot here. Barack Obama and a CIA puppet, John Brennan, cooked up the entire Russiagate hoax to steal the 2016 election and throw a duly elected president. Doctored intelligence, weaponized deep state, launched hours-long witch hunt to destroy our movement. Up here, we have a breaking
Fox News alert, the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing a bombshell
Trump
report today that shows a conspiracy by a sitting president, Barack Obama, and his intel agencies to sabotage the president-elect.
So this is from last summer, when Tulsi Gabbard dropped all this. Now, it's an 8-minute clip. I'm not going to play it all. Plus, most of us saw it last summer. But you see, Trump is building the narrative. He had to compile these, whether it was him or his team that was instructed to do so. They compiled all these and blasted them out at the same time. We got this one right here. 20 CIA and FBI agents dropped a political nuke on Obama, confirming him and CIA Director Brennan fabricated the Russia hoax. Sharing more. He also shared all of these. Cat turd, he shares. Arrest Obama, the traitor. Well, when you repost something, you're basically endorsing it. Again, what just happened? What did we just cover yesterday? Obama went to Canada to meet with Carney, took with him Slotkin, who is former CIA, and Buttigieg, Butterbutt, who is, I think he's their presidential hopeful. We'll see. Remember, Obama hates Kamala Harris. She's still currently the leader in their polling. Buttigieg is like third or fourth. And black voters hate Buttigieg because they don't like voting for gay people. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. He's got 0% approval with black voters, which you can't win a Democratic primary if that's true. Regardless, Obama just went up there to Carney having this liberal secret strategy session, which is actually a City of London deep state strategy session. Why? Well, they just got that terrible news from Virginia. They're not going to get those seats. Trump just showed MAGA is energized and strong because of the Indiana primaries and Ohio primaries, just absolutely blasted them. The Democrats had their worst week in a long time last week. And then Obama drifts up to Canada to meet with his handlers, to meet with his bosses, to figure out how are we going to get through this. And then one day after Obama's up there, Trump posts all this. Guys, this is not coincidence. It's not coincidence at all. And then on top of that, with the Russiagate stuff, Trump posts all this on election fraud.
Election systems across the U.S. are found to have deleted millions of votes cast for President Trump. According to an unaudited analysis of data obtained from Edison Research, states using Dominion voting systems may have switched as many as 435,000 votes from President Trump to Joe Biden. Now, the author also finds another 2.7 million Trump votes appear to have been deleted by Dominion.
Where are a lot of these servers? Venezuela. Who's in custody right now? Maduro. Again, interesting timing. Edison Research confirms states using Dominion voting systems switched 435,000 votes from Trump to Biden. Deleted 2.7 million Trump votes nationwide. We have one of the whistleblowers with Rudy, who, God rest his soul, is healthy now.
I've not seen the tapes myself, but we do not dispute that the tapes were not signed. It was a violation of the rule. Since 2020, again, we have new leadership and a new building and a new board and new standard operating procedures. And since then, the training has been enhanced. The poll watchers are trained specifically. They've got to sign the tapes in the morning and they've got to sign the tapes when they're run at the end of the day. When the tapes come back to the hub for, with all the documentation, they are checked again. And if somebody forgot to sign a tape, then Fulton initiates an investigation. But we don't dispute the allegation.
Does that sound convincing to you? Fulton County admits 315,000 2020 votes had no poll worker signatures. Giuliani was destroyed with $148 million in fines for challenging the election. Where did Tulsi Gabbard just go? Fulton County. Subpoenaed them, got all the records. We have this shared. Josh Dunlap. Kennedy publicly demanding Barack Hussein Obama return $120 million he allegedly earned through ownership related to Obamacare. Allocated money under his own laws using taxpayer-generated prestige, Kennedy said, calling it abuse of public office, blatant influence. Obama had 3 days to respond before Kennedy says the matter will be referred to DOJ. Nothing ethical or legal about this. Did you guys know that Obama had set himself up as basically a recipient of fees from Obamacare? How crazy is that? We all know he got rich off his presidency, but this is just a whole other level. He's posting Sidney Powell, which, for all the people who said Sidney Powell was crazy, it's a pretty ringing endorsement to be shared by President Trump. More on Obama. Powell again. He shares the skiff. Sidney Powell blows the lid off stolen 2020 election. So much evidence. What have we been hearing? John Solomon has been reporting the conspiracy is getting unraveled. They're about to release the files. Kash Patel smiling when he's asked about by Sean Hannity if Hillary Clinton were going to see her stuff. If they haven't, he just smiled and said, I'll say stuff's coming. That smile I broadcast the other day. The election stuff coming out. There's a grand jury in Florida right now overseeing the election stuff. John Solomon's been reporting that Tulsi Gabbard is getting ready to release more on that. They went to Mariposa, collected everything. I think Trump is ready. This is about to happen. We've noticed Todd Blanche been going full steam ahead. Him and Cash been going full steam ahead since Bondi stepped down. Again, the ramp up. I still have people thinking that Bondi didn't do anything, that all of a sudden, just by magic miracle, she left. And then they had everything ready to go. Yeah, that's not how it works. She set up the investigations for 15 months, and now they are the attack dogs. But regardless, we're seeing it happening. This JFK Jr. account, Barack Hussein Obama wiretapping Trump Tower during 2016 election was a million times worse than anything Nixon did during Watergate. Time to arrest the renegade. What happened the other week, by the way? The Golden Tempo horse beat renegade, and how crazy was that? What a prophetic sign that was. What Trump's doing here is he's sharing every little bit of piece of the puzzle that has been public. Every little piece. Obama did this. Brennan did this. The election fraud happened. Russiagate was a hoax. Obama's corrupt, got all this money, wiretapped him. It just keeps going. He brings Mark Kelly into it, which we talked about Mark Kelly yesterday.
They found out there's a massive depletion of U.S. munitions, including Tomahawks, ATACMS, THAAD missiles, and SM-3s, THAAD, and Patriot interceptors. Number one, that to me sounds totally irresponsible to say. What's your reaction?
Well, first of all, folks go into these classified briefings in order to inform generate situational awareness for themselves.
So Kelly, basically insubordination against our president, giving intel out, classified intel that could help Iran, embolden Iran. Pete Hegseth now investigating him for this. We got Mark Kelly's calls to resign or be expelled. Tulsi here talking about all this crap.
The troubling part about all this is it's not even people who we vote for. When you look at what happened when President Biden had that infamous debate with President Trump, it exposed the reality that many of us have known for a long time, which is that President Biden has not been the guy calling the shots. He has not been the guy making the decisions, nor has it been Kamala Harris, for that matter, nor will it be if she is elected president. It is this cabal of...
That's the word.
The Democrat elite, the woke warmongers, made up of the likes of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and, Tony Blinken and Jake Sullivan and, people who are in the military-industrial complex, people who profit from us being in a constant state of war.
People keep saying Tulsi is, they're terrified of her. And they keep saying that she's going to betray Trump or she's going to step down to run for president in 2028. And yet she was calling this stuff out even before becoming DNI. Okay, Director of National Intelligence. Before Trump got elected, before he positioned her, she's calling this stuff out. So what does that tell you? It tells you Tulsi's a true believer. She's a true believer. And just like RFK Jr., sometimes the former Democrats who saw the depths of the corruption within their own party, on their own side, how evil they've gotten, how corrupt, how awful, they become the best. Reminder from Gabbard last year, Joe Biden wasn't calling the shots, neither was Kamala Harris. Blinken, Sullivan, Deep State Cabal, this is what she was just saying. Sidney Powell again. Probation. We got more clips here.
Are you suggesting that
this
Obama's,
which Trump just called out the other day? Again, all this last night. So you guys are probably thinking, like, in and of themselves, oh, we've seen all this. I know. I've been covering it for 3.5 years. I know we've seen all this. None of this is new. But what's new is Trump blasting it all out all at once right after Obama goes, reminding everybody, getting everybody's attention all over again. Don't forget. Hey, guys, don't forget. The easiest thing to do for people who believe that the Trump administration is actually trying to hide all this, that they're actually not going to bring justice, they're not going to bring arrest. The easiest thing for Trump to do would be to withhold all this information, to hope you forget about it. It's the same like with the Epstein stuff when everybody's like, he's hiding the Epstein files. Everything just in there. It's redacted and we didn't get the real files. There's the Epstein class, the whole Thomas Massey BS. Well, then why did Melania come out and dare the people to come out and testify? Why did Thomas Massey never come forward with the information he has access to, and he can speak from the House floor without and fully liable from defamation suits and being sued? This is why they're fraudulent and that the people criticizing the Trump administration are wrong. you wouldn't keep bringing it up. You would try to escape. You would create a distraction. That's what the Democrats do, and they're the kings of distraction. They're the kings and queens of oh, look over there, squirrel. You know, that's what they're very, very good at. The Trump administration, on the other hand, is like, they'd be the worst ever at it if they were trying to hide. Because you have, oh, nothing's going to happen. They're never going to figure this out. They're never going after Obama and Brennan. And, you know, I'll give up on the Trump administration because it's been 5 days they've been in office and they didn't arrest the whole world already. It's so stupid. It takes time to build these cases. It takes time to unearth everything. Do you realize that he came into a broken government that was completely designed just to keep them in power? It was completely designed to keep the fraud running, to keep money running to all their people and to destroy our country from within. It was designed to keep these people embedded in their positions in the deep state and the bureaucracy and the intelligence agencies so that they could always be psyoping us and using everything against us. They had built this out for decades. And the Trump's supposed to come in and fix it all in a month? It's only been 16 months, guys. We still have more than 2.5 years of the Trump administration left. And there's so much. They had to go in, they had to find all these files, dig them up, find them in burn bags, as Kash Patel's talked about. There's a whole lot that's going on behind the scenes. And these are clues. Trump sharing about Jack Smith. I believe that one's coming out eventually. Here's a Hannity clip.
3 of the 4 FISA warrants signed by James Comey himself. You had to verify the authenticity of it to sign off on it. And he signed 3 of the 4 of them. Fast forward a little bit. All of the people that signed every FISA warrant eventually went before Lindsey Graham. Yeah. All of them said, asked the question, knowing what we know now, would you ever sign that FISA warrant? Knowing what I know now, of course not. Right. But they knew at the time.
They did. They kept the spreadsheet. This is one of the big stories we broke on your show.
I remember.
Spreadsheet. They went through every sentence of the dossier. Right. 90% were either disproven, unverified, or unverifiable, meaning that there was no.
Absolutely wild stuff. Comey's going to go down. Why the FBI let Hillary Clinton off the hook. Here's a clip. It's a longer one. Obama, Clinton. Obama's conflict tanked the Clinton email investigation as predicted. So this is how they hid Hillary's emails. We got this breakdown. Classified top secret high-level intel. Hillary Clinton sold America out. Obama ordered the cover-up. Obama ordered the DOJ to protect Hillary after she exposed top secret special access programs on a private server. Comey covered it. FBI buried it. NYPD officers died trying to expose it. It's not a theory. It's treason. Trump's sharing this stuff. This is stuff that's been called conspiracy theory. Here's the money going to the Clinton Foundation for Haiti.
Hillary Clinton's Manhattan office. The demonstrators claim billions of dollars were stolen through the Haiti Reconstruction Commission headed by Bill Clinton. They also say Haiti was used as a cover for foreign governments to funnel kickbacks of possibly hundreds of millions of dollars through the Clinton Foundation. They say it was done in exchange for favors that Hillary was doing for them as Secretary of State. They say they want their message to get out so Americans won't vote for her if she runs for president.
They trafficked a lot out of Haiti as well. The Clinton Foundation is going to be one of the big dominoes to fall. How much evidence does the Justice Department need before making some arrests? Do better, DOJ. This is directed at Todd Blanche from just yesterday. And Trump writes, they are working hard. That's Trump covering for them, saying, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry. We got this. Said they never applied the law in a fair and equal way, did they? When the hell are you going to indict her? Todd Blanche. We see Comey. We don't see Brennan. We don't see Hillary. We don't see Obama. It's time to see justice. Trump retruthing it. Here's some decay in the cities. Let's get back up, though, to the other stuff. All right, here we go. 2016 foreign election hoax with John Brennan. I got some good on Brennan here in a second, though. Let's watch this first.
Russia collusion hoax by asking foreign intelligence agencies to illegally spy on the Trump campaign.
Lucas Tomlinson in Washington with more. Lucas. Good early morning, Carly and Todd. This report from Substack, citing multiple unnamed sources, claims the U.S. intelligence community asked foreign spy agencies to help spy on more than 24 associates of Donald Trump in the run-up to the 2016 election. It reads in part, quote, President Barack Obama's CIA director, John Brennan, had identified 26 Trump associates for the Five Eyes to target. A source confirmed that the IC had identified them as people to bump or make contact with or manipulate. They were targets of our own IC and law enforcement, targets for collection and misinformation. Now, the Five Eyes nations are the U.S., UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand.
Oh, hold on a second. Five Eyes. You guys notice something about Five Eyes? Can you say Commonwealth? Can you say City of London? UK, New Zealand, Canada, Australia are all Commonwealth countries. All of them. All directly under the control of UK and City of London. Why is the US in there? Because of our special relationship. Behind the scenes, we've been a Commonwealth nation, even though we didn't sign off on that. But that's exactly how they see us until Trump broke it. And this is why they were fighting back. They came together, used their intelligence, MI6, to come against our president, Donald Trump, get him out with Obama, with John Brennan, with James Comey, with our intelligence agencies weaponized against him. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, folks. People are like, China's our greatest enemy. No, they're not. They're an enemy. They're an adversary for sure. I'm not, anybody saying they're not is crazy. But they're not our biggest one. They're not the one most embedded in our system. They're not the one that makes us want to be, don't look over here. Don't look at us. Why is the deep state cabal, every time they keep deflecting to Russia is like, I'm not saying Russia's never run operations against us because that would be retarded to say as well. But Russia has been not much since the Soviet Union fell. They're not nearly as powerful as they used to be. So always the deflection to Russia. Russia's got its assets in it. This is Russian intelligence. This is Russian. No, you're looking at it right here. Hey, City of London, we see you. Hey, UK. NATO. Why Trump's trying to expose NATO and get out of it. Europe has been the one ever since World War II, and maybe even going back. UK is not happy. The intelligence guys, the remnants of the British Empire, they're not happy we got away from them 250 years ago. And they've been abusing us, using us, taking our money, abusing our financial system, abusing the use of our military, wearing us down, weeding us out for decades. And again, once you see it, these are the guys who tried to get rid of Trump, not China or Russia. Interesting. Very interesting. Ooh, let's keep going. Bigger than Watergate, straight up sedition against the U.S. government. Now, I know a lot of you, again, I'm going to repeat myself, but many of you have seen this before. But doesn't it hit a little bit different when you see it all together, one after the other? Yeah, Trump knows exactly what he's doing. While Obama commissioned the intelligence community to falsify intelligence, the CIA initiated single largest spying operation on American soil in history. House Judiciary Committee confirms whistleblower report. FBI targeted Trump soon after he announced his presidential campaign in 2015. Targeted him from the beginning. They knew from the very beginning. This guy is coming to destroy the system. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. And again, I know all this, but seeing it again, hearing it again, looking it through the lens of City of London, it's crazier, isn't it?
So
here's Benny with Mike Davis. I'm actually going to revisit this later, so we'll come back to that one. Fact right now, Obama's the most demonic force in American politics in decades. Trump retweets that. Senate Committee on State Affairs, long clip. I'm not going to play that one. He reposts General Flynn. Now, if you know, you've been watching this show, Flynn's done a lot of stuff lately that's been a little shady. Cozying up to Joe Kent, cozying up to Candace Owens. A lot of stuff that was shady, but never was willing to completely say Flynn's a grifter. Trump retruthing a Mike Flynn post is definitely in his favor. So we'll see. Then again, he could just be saying something Trump likes. Trump used to repost Tucker a lot too, didn't he? Have meetings with Tucker. So I'm still watching Flynn carefully. But I will say this is in his favor. And Flynn writes, 2020 election stolen. We had a fake president for 4 years. Country is yet to recover. Corporate media complicit in the crime. Anyone who uses the phrase election denier can GFT. Go F themselves. Enough's enough. Hold these people accountable now. The ramp up is here. More about Dominion. More about Manafort and Roger Stone in court. Clinton email case allegedly boxed in before the FBI could move. I told you there's a lot of posts. That's why I'm skipping around a bit. Former CIA Director Ratcliffe says Lisa Page admitted. Ratcliffe is now the CIA Director again. Says Lisa Page admitted under oath Obama's DOJ told the FBI not to even consider charging Hillary Clinton. Not after facts, not after investigation from the start. Even with gross negligence, Ratcliffe says outcome was protected at the top. Here's reading of WikiLeaks posts.
A newly released FBI file showed President Obama used a pseudonym to exchange emails with then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Political advisors worried pay-to-play allegations could overshadow the beginning of her White House bid.
You guys remember they blamed Comey for her getting elected? Even Mark Halperin on Two-Way, who's for the most part an honest reporter, he uses it all the time. Oh, if Comey hadn't said that, Hillary would have won. No, it's not true at all. Did it bump a little bit? Absolutely. But she wouldn't have even been there if it wasn't for Comey. Comey is the one who hid the email scandal and covered for her. I mean, look, it just keeps going. I mean, he went nuts. This is all from last night. And then we get into the deeper stuff, the scary stuff. Children trafficked under mass migration. This is Trump. Any system results in the mass trafficking of children is inherently evil. Here's Trump talking about Biden's migration policies. 300,000 children missing. But we know this is only the tip of the iceberg. In fact, I believe now it's been up to 385,000 that RFK Jr. has confirmed went missing under Biden. Just the most horrific crime ever. Adam Schiff approved classified leaks to target Trump. Trump absolutely calling Schiff a leaker, which, by the way, Q wrote and posted 10 years ago. Here's a breakdown of that clip. Senior Democrat insider gave FBI agents sworn account former House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff personally directed his staff to leak classified intel to damage Trump during Russiagate investigation. Legal analysts on the program walk viewers through why this is a different kind of accusation. Chairman of the House Intel Committee does not have declass authority over these types of documents. They're made available to Congress under very tightly controlled rules. Members of both parties have gone out of their way to assure this material would be closely held, not weaponized. Schiff was viewed as one of the most political chairs of that committee. This is a chilling account if true. Does anybody doubt it's not true? So there it is, guys. About 40, 50 posts total of Trump just annihilating these people, bringing up everything we've gone over for the last few years, going all the way back to 2016, Russia. We get the hoaxes exposed. We get the Obamas, the Clintons, Schiff, Brennan, Comey. Trump's bringing it all back up, the election fraud. Why now? Very interesting timing. And then with Obama, with our Canadian neighbors, visiting Mark Carney, City of London banker turned prime minister, total deep state asset, one of the Five Eyes, one of the Commonwealth. All this going on, Trump blasting it out. John Brennan just decided to have a little interview on MSNBC. MSNBC the other day. Oh, is it MS Now? That's why I got confused. It's got a new name. MS Now. And with Nicole Wallace, and listen to what he said. Very interesting.
He has succeeded largely in turning DOJ and the FBI into political arms of his political operation. What still exists in the system to slow that down?
I think, as Liz mentioned, there's still a legion of professionals in the law enforcement environment, the Department of Justice, as well as the CIA and other places, the ones who are refusing to follow politically motivated prosecutions, those who are refusing to support any type of political activities on the part of the Trump administration that are inconsistent with the authorities, the responsibilities of the intelligence community, law enforcement community. And
did you hear what he just admitted? He just admitted there's a shadow government cabal still in subverting the Trump administration's policies. Listen to this again.
Professionals in the law enforcement environment, the Department of Justice, as well as the CIA and other places.
A group of individuals in our law enforcement and intelligence communities.
The ones who are refusing to follow politically motivated.
Refusing to follow. They didn't refuse to follow when it was politically motivated against Trump. They only refused to follow against others. Now, this man looks terrified right now. He's been subpoenaed. He's under indictment. The grand juries are looking into him for even more stuff. This guy, though, Brennan, who is hid behind the scenes for so long, this is one of the masterminds on the American side of things. This is a guy who found Barack Obama in the 90s, groomed him to be a Manchurian candidate, brought him up, unleashed him upon us, and of course Obama gave him access to all of our intel by being CIA director. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This guy converted, white, bald man, pasty white man, converted to Islam in the 90s as well, which they always use. It's Islam and communism, man. They go hand in hand. They're used by the intel agencies all the time to take down Western governments, Western civilization. I mean, it's all right there. And he's here admitting. I mean, that's sedition right there. Well, he just admitted there's people committing sedition, and he's talking about it like it's a great thing. As Obama's in Canada right now. Why? Because, guys, they can't waste time. They can't hide anymore. There's no time for them to hide. Trump is beating them back so badly. He is purging these departments. He did say there's some left in there, but they've also had a lot purged. Kash Patel's talked about that. Todd Blanche talked about that. Bondi's talked about that. Tulsi. They've been purging them. But also what's happening overseas is a big aspect of this. Venezuela, Iran, direct connections to City of London, to the cabal. We've talked about 100 times. They know. And it's very interesting that as soon as Iran got busted, we had all the influencers turn on Trump. And now that the midterms are starting to look bad for them, we have Obama and Brennan showing their true colors again. You just can't make this up. And then Data Republican does this incredible breakdown today on the shadow cabinet of George Soros, of how they're laundering the money and controlling a lot of the organizations in the U.S. She says inside the Soros-funded nonprofit handpicked Biden's national security team then pretended to dissolve, but it's still going on. We have Tony Blinken on there, who was Obama's Secretary of State. Susan Rice, national security with Obama. Pritzker, which is related to Illinois' governor. Samantha Powers. Jen Psaki. Of course, Jen Psaki's on there. She's going to circle back. On January 30th, 2017, 10 days into Trump's presidency, Rosa Brooks published an article called 3 Ways to Get Rid of Trump Before 2020. Outlined 4 scenarios for removing him: impeachment, 25th Amendment, cabinet revolt, military coup. Of the last, she wrote, it was a possibility until recently I said was unthinkable. She was a former counselor, Secretary of Defense for Policy at the Pentagon. For that, she served as special counsel of President Open Society Institute, predecessor name for Soros's Open Society Foundations. This new organization came out within a year of the article. National Security Action Co-chairs were Ben Rhodes, Obama's deputy national security advisor, and Jake Sullivan, who is Biden's national security advisor. Rosa sat on the advisory council. 89% of the people in this were Obama administration alumni. 501c4, and it goes on to break it all down. She's got all the names. We got Mayorkas on there, who oversaw the border, allowed all these people to come in. Kamal really wasn't the border czar. Mayorkas wasn't really the one in charge of all that. Biden administration appointments, 66% of these people in this got appointed to Biden's administration. Powers ran USAID. I mean, this stuff is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. For 12 months and 11 days from January 20th, 2021 to January 31st, 2022, Kathy Russell oversaw every senior appointment in the federal government. As director of White House Presidential Personnel Office, she oversaw selection of every cabinet secretary, deputy secretary, assistant secretary, NSC director, and ambassador. Married to Tom Donilon, the former Obama national security advisor. I mean, it's just sick. It goes on and on. There's so much here. I'm not going to have time to read the whole thing, but I really recommend checking it out. We got Soros at the top, Alex Soros on the bottom, running it, and then it goes straight from those two to the National Security Action into the Biden administration. You see how they run stuff. Soros' personal wealth flowed into the fund. Fund sends hundreds of millions to Open Society Policy Platform. I bet some of that made it to SPLC. Action Fund distributes to NSA. Total confirmed from Open Society to the NSA, 8.2 million. What they did in office. On August 26, 2021, suicide bomber killed 13 American service members, 169 Afghan civilians. House Foreign Chair Committee, led by Chairman McCall, found that Sullivan systematically exercised powers over the withdrawal process, with NSC serving as a nerve center for critical decision-making, substituting its judgment for that of the State Department and Defense Department on decisions those agencies were designed to make. This shadow organization, NGO, George Soros funded, was making the State Department and Defense Department decisions. Just insane stuff, guys. Insane. Alex Soros took over in June 2023, told the Wall Street Journal he was more political than his father, if you can believe that. It just goes on and on into Kamala. To security action, echo chamber with the New York Times, a profile of Ben Rhodes. He admitted creating an echo chamber to sell the Iran nuclear deal. We created an echo chamber. They were saying things that validate what we'd given them to say. He now holds 5 positions. Co-chair of NSA, contributor to NBC News and MSNBC. Mockingbird Media, baby. Co-host of Pod Save the World on Crooked Media, founded by Obama White House communications staff. I mean, it's sick. Again, I highly recommend reading the whole stuff, the whole article, because it's very deep. But if you guys want to know how deep the rabbit trail goes, but what's good about all this is, guys, the exposure is here. People are starting to figure it out, and we're getting action. Tulsi Gabbard today, it was announced, she's probing funding to more than 120 biolabs abroad. And then we have the Justice Department today last night came out and said they're weighing new criminal cases against Anthony Fauci, along with all the other stuff going on with the grand juries, all the information with the elections that Tulsi Gabbard's been unveiling and research, digging up. So, guys, it's coming. This stuff is wild. And, you'd want to you could take hours and days going through all this stuff. But again, let's go all the way back just to Trump last night sharing all this with us. I mean, dozens and dozens of posts absolutely going nuclear on all of this. Why? Because I think we're about to see justice. I think it's about to start. And they got to be terrified, as Trump is currently right now in China, and he's coming back, I believe, with an end game for Iran. And then, as Trump tweeted over a month ago, he said, when Iran's done, it's time to take care of the enemy at home. And he said, it's the Democrats. Well, not only have we seen the DOJ and FBI pick things up, but now we're seeing Trump lay out the entire story for us all over again. I take that as good news.